Hey, what is going on? S.T.S here for another S.T.S story. It's 11:48. Does it feel like that? Let's. I just saw a recently Facebook post of someone going to Wisconsin, moving to, and it's like, you know what? Let's just talk about it now. Let's just talk about how it all began. This right here at S.T.S story, we're going to talk about the search. We're going to talk about the Bat Creek Wesleyan Church Youth Group slash the search. Now, before everybody gets their panties in a bunch of whatnot, we're talking about the Bat Creek Wesleyan Church Youth Group years ago that turned into the search, not the Bat Creek Wesleyan Church as it is now, since a couple of years from now. Let's just start it all off. I went to Bethel Worship Center for a while, 2008 through on and off on 2010, but the first, I did leave, and the very first time I left, I didn't come back till I went, and here's the thing, I was hanging with my buddies at it was the very first year too, I believe, in 09 or something like that. I believe it was in 09, yeah. And I saw a little buddy of mine, Crazy Chris, who I've been friends with for years. This is how we started to become more closer friends. And I saw he was able to chick Brittany Preston, who I knew Brittany Preston from dating her friend Grace Worrell, which was a god-awful experience. And I think somebody else was there, maybe Tana and I were involved. But the thing is, though, I started hanging with Chris more, and he was talking about, hey, I forgot what days they were. Maybe they were on the same, I think they were on Thursdays as well. He says there's someone on Bat Creek Wesleyan Church in Fairmount. And I said, okay, I'll start it up, I mean, whatever, because Bethel, just, people were there and didn't really give a damn about it. So I ended up starting going to, I start going over here, I start going over to Fairmount, and I don't remember who picked me up the first time. I think maybe Janae or someone did. But here's the thing is, the Bat Creek Wesleyan, awesome, I don't know how I'm going to put this in, maybe this might be in 2 parts, maybe, or whatnot. I don't know how I can explain it. But yeah, the first time I went over there, it was just great. It was a small group that I knew, I talked to everybody almost. Met with the, before Bat Creek Wesleyan Church was that Chris would hang out with the Bat Creek, they would have softball, the girls would have softball. And I knew Janaea, she went to high school with me, in middle school. And then I met Tana. I met Taylor, and she's all smarty. I don't care. I'm not. I don't know if I know about her. She's all into CSA and all that crap. She was a little kid here. Then you have a couple people, and then you introduce Brenda Paulson, who was this teen chick who I had my eyes on. I thought, wow, she's a pretty young chick. But here I am as an 18-year-older, she's like 15 or something. I don't remember what it was. But now looking back, Brenda is a lesbian, and she's a loving lesbian, whatever she is. She's in love, and she's doing pretty great. But when I go to the Circle K, she was pissed off. But oh well, congrats to her. But the thing is, that started the whole fling, and then her and Kyle Presley, I used to call him Shark Boy, and her Lava Girl and whatnot, and the whole in another session, the Polsons used to go after me because I was after their daughter. I remember, well, she's 14, 15 years old. Like, I could still have a conversation. You bitch, or whatever the fuck she was. I don't know. I don't care. But there's so much stuff to. But then again, let's just get the negative away. This was a great, awesome group here. And that's what, like I already talked about the video of the having the parties. The very first get together I had my Tana and Brittany's father and brother John stay over at my grandparents because John Sr. just recently got out of jail, and he had no place to stay. And I said, well, you can stay at our place for a couple of days. So that was it was cool experience there. But Bat Creek was cool. And then those later to I mean, every Thursdays were so great. And I got footage, I'll probably put on the description from the Bat. Like, here's the thing, we're talking about the Bat Creek to our Mosh, which is a thing where Charity, our friend Charity, who was playing acoustic guitar, and then we have a bunch of our friends just were moshing. So who would want to mosh to acoustic set? And I remember Pastor Ben, he got offended or something because we had if we go in this church, this is what happens here. I want to delete you. It's like, I'm not deleting the video. I don't give a damn. I mean, there's nothing to it. So I ended up changing the thing a bit, but I didn't delete the damn video. But as time goes on, it was great. You had a dinner. You had the older folks doing their Bible study, and we have ours in the church little group area. And I tried to be with Brenda, but that never happened. But then we ended up going to the next year. I think it was 2010, I believe. Yes, 2010, I think. And it was the year of the. We went down to this all-nighter to some church in Fort Wayne, and I had the time of my life. And it was great. One hell of a time. We get to go dodgeball, and we get to go do some bowling and whatnot. But as time goes on, let's just go on a 6-minute mark now. It's great, Chris and all that stuff. We end up going to Charity and someone else stuff said that we're gonna have a group called the Search, which ended up being at the Lakeview Christian school / church, whatever. And I think because I think they started. Yeah, this is me and my wife. We were starting to be together, and then we started going up there a lot. Well, I've been going there a lot, but I had her going in, and she thought, I'm not gonna be known, and then she got to be friends with them, get to be close with them too. From that short period of time, which is 2011. So I think, so 2011 started us up. And, the Search is great. It's just a youth group, and he's at the Lakeview Youth Hall or whatnot, and I met Trevor. I met her brother Josh more closely. Who else was there? I mean, Tana, Janae, like always, Crazy Chris, his ex-girlfriend, baby mama Ashley, which I didn't care for, but Kyle Presley. There's many more. But the thing is, down here, we had a group that talked to each other, and we knew each other, and everybody knew us, and a sense of humor and everything. Oh yeah, Ryan Rooster, and Tim. I can't think about it. Tim from Jonesboro. These are people that you loved, and the thing is, though, I mean, it was great. We get to hang with each other and be with each other, and we talk all the time and just chill. I mean, it was great. It was a good damn time, and you could. In 2012 was such a 2012 one awesome year. My wife and stuff. We had to go to Six Flags Over Door. We had to go to Kings Island and Halloween, which was fun, but then again, it was cool as shit. But the things that was great. This was a good group because this is awesome too. We were Christians that had a sense of humor and whatnot. And here I'm gonna give you an example because we ended up going to Trevor would be the head of the PowerPoint or whatnot, and he put a thing out. He put these funny pictures, and then he put a picture, and it said "sinner" on it, and it had it was a shadow outline of a chick with a dominatrix. And then who was there? At the was Greg Reese and his wife. Now, Greg Reese goes to the Overflow search, but really he was like, "Oh, that's inappropriate." I'm like, "Really?" We're Christians here. We see nothing wrong with it. Just because it's an out, if it shows it, but if it's an outline of it, if pennies are in a bunch. So he had his girlfriend, his wife, whatever it is, and told me like that. And that was pretty strong. And then supposedly Lakeview, we find out that the Search was dead. And also too, the Search here too, we hung out and then we went out to eat the Pizza Hut or anywhere or anything that would happen. We went to Ivanhoe's and all that stuff. It was great, awesome time. I loved it. And also, and the Sundays too. I mean, when they lived at First Street, You had your Saturdays, and then the next day, Sundays would be the study at the First Street. But it all started to come down. After the search went out, we still hung out a little bit still, but we had a little services. Then every Sundays would be at the First Street house, but then they moved out of the house. They had her sister and her husband buy it out, which was the death of the First Street house, because now it ain't First Street. It's just Taylor and him's house. No one cares. It's not the same. You go past that place, like, it's their legacy now. It's not ours anymore. But then they try to revive the search. They try to revive it at Allen Temple Church, which basically was nothing but a glorified regular church service. Just the people there. I'm not racist or anything, but it was concluding with a search in old time church, which is like, no, it does not work like that. But it lasted for a while, but it ended up dying because really it was no fun at all. And plus we had the pastor, Gladden, was like, oh, what are you guys downstairs for? Because my son wants something to play with. Jeez. And the services were just not that great like it were. It was nothing. It was nothing at all. It was terrible. Just as how it was. It was a good time, and then people were not. There was less people, like the Search and Bat Creek. So Bat Creek Youth had its own. The Search had its own. The Search at Allen Temple was the shits. Nothing at all. It was there a little bit, but really, no. Excuse me. But the thing is, you need your friends there, and we were all together as one. They could take me and Chris, our sense of humor. We're crazy, loud, obnoxious, and whatnot, but they didn't care. They loved us for who we were. Now everybody. And after that, we went our own ways. Everybody just split off. Me and Chris still hang out, whatnot. I remember I brought Tito, my buddy Chico. I had him a couple times. Are you going to church? It's like, no, because they stopped or whatever, and I had one of a time. It was great playing basketball. One thing I liked about was me walking with God. Sometimes I'm not running services, but one reason why they kicked us out because supposedly they'd seen that something wasn't really appropriate, which they're just judgmental fucking Christians. And also said there was a guy who used to walk all over the place or something. Yeah, what I used to do, I used to walk in the parking lot, just be with God or listen to music, and I would go in the park, be in the playground, and listen to music on there. I loved it. It was fun. It was great. But those times are gone. And then we introduced, which I talked about before already, I'm talking about an Overflow church service. Which to me is, the thing is, I started going, when Josh told me about it, it was okay. I started going, I had my friend Devron with me, and I think someone else went with me too. No, me and Devron went, and it was okay. It's like you have a little dinner, little whatever, and then a sermon from Pastor Zach Bardsley, which is pretty good pastor, he's an awesome speaker. Josh is there. Now the only thing though is about this thing, and I started bringing Zach, my buddy annoying Zach, and his roommate Jason and all them. The thing is though, everything is good. Zach's a good speaker and all. The people there are the opposite of the Search. Let's do a grade process. The Search, Bat Creek back then youth group / the Search against the Search. Search at Allen Temple was just basically a Search. But I'm not gonna. That's a 2 week. But the Bat Creek Western Church / the Search against Overflow. I'm sorry, but the Search blows away Overflow, which I did think about. I thought I'd talk to Zach about, because we just have, people here we feel disrespected. Now Zach, he's a big chubby guy, and his ass crack's always showing, and people start making fun about it. I always tell him, hey, pull up your pants or whatnot, or his fly is undone. People laugh at him, and I try to stand up for him and whatnot. You know, and he feels disrespected, which we talked about it, you know. And then I found out some stuff in the search, like, oh, he started a search, but they didn't pay him. It's like, wow, you want to get paid for it. Maybe that's why charity took in, didn't care about money or whatnot. We're with family. You're with your friends together. Maybe that's why it didn't happen. But, you know, I mean, Overflow is great, the worships and all that, but the people, just everybody's off to their own cliques. And some of the people there, I try to talk with them, and their body language feels like they just don't give a damn what I gotta say. Some guy thought I was wearing an Austin 216 shirt, Steve Austin shirt, and I was talking about podcasts and videos, and so I was at your video, Austin 216. I was like, you don't know what Austin 216 is, Steve Austin? This guy's like, oh, man, it's just the people. I mean, it sucks. And also, I feel like, you know, after the search too, the search after drifted off, you know, the three chicks. You got Tana, you got Janae, and you got Charity. I'm sorry if I'm saying names here, but the thing is, this is the truth here. This is S.T.S stories. Shit exploded. They all went their separate ways. I haven't spoken to Tana for a long time. I spoke to Janaea. It's been a while though. She came here today. And Charity's been off her thing, which is from Wisconsin. We found out she's moving. So there's no search reunion. All we got now is the Overflow service, which I still go every time on, just to hope that, you know, everybody should be equal in talk. I'm up for any kind of discussion or whatnot. You know, the thing is, in my social anxieties, I don't like to talk first because really, what's there to talk about? Oh, hi, Meredith Crump or Chump or whatever her name is. Well, now she's married. I mean, why can't? Here's the thing: once you see this, people, at the 16:54 minute mark, here's what I would say: why don't you guys talk back? You look at us, you go by us bio or something else, and also Jason too. Yeah, they're mentally challenged. They're not always there, but they say good night, have a good evening, and these people just walk on by, ignoring us like we're some fucking damn. We're stepping stones. Whether they're going up the path like, oh, there's some ants up here, but they're saying hi, or there's people saying hi, but you're not doing nothing back. Good job, you know. That's kind of bullshit. But I mean, that's just I'll probably make another video with Overflow just to talk about that. But this right here is just, I miss the search. I love the search. Me and my wife had a good time. We had my son involved, the First Street, and all that stuff. It was fun. It was awesome. And thank you for being a part of my life. Everything about it. But that's all I gotta say. And I love everybody in the search that used to be there. Back Creek, you know, West Wing and all that. You know, Lauren and Chris, me and Crazy Chris still chill always. But the thing is, though, it's missed. And the only thing that there's to watch about the search is my video. I got some videos on the YouTube, which I probably, because some of you, now the videos you'll see down here is this videos with them, or maybe they're eating at Pizza Hut Bistro or something like that. The language, yeah, sorry. With sense of humor, we cussed. But I'll probably put some of those videos down in the description. But this is S.T.S stories, and I hope you enjoy this. And I'll probably do another one about Overflow. But I'll check you out later. Peace.